Yeah, I can't lie. That's enough chin lag. Or, I guess, timer. Yeah, which is the opposite. What's up, stream? Spec here. Another FACEIT game. In terms of how things are going to go today, there's like a non-zero chance I might have to leave early. Because I got work in like 2 hours. So if this game is like really long, then I'm a little bit shafted. Alternate Pytel, be good guys. You can see it underneath me here-ish. This is going to be a funky one. Definitely. Good guys, there's a very reasonable argument they only qualified to FACEIT Master Division because they had Goud on pants. It was no longer there. Obviously made a move over to Gibble Morai. And there was a bit of a battle, as I understand, to maintain eligibility for FACEIT Master Division. You know, making roster changes, dropping Yukino, Golden Pants leaving. So the returning players from last split, I believe, like Aka, Senior held somebody else who I do forget. Symmetra has been banned out, by the way, map number 1. It's going to be an Oasis start, and Pytel now have their own ban, which I assume they'll probably want to move towards a hit scan choice, but this is going to be my first time actually seeing good guys play, this incarnation of them, and so I'm looking forward to seeing exactly how they're going to do. I think I fixed the tech issues from last stream, but if there is anything that's going wrong, please tell me in the chat. I'll do my best to alleviate the issues. Also, you know, disclaimer as well, but I was hanging out with Cheeseburger over the weekend, so if there's any bias in my casting, sorry, that's life, unfortunately. You're gonna have to deal with it. There's not much else for it. We're just getting lineup finalized now, so we should be going in momentarily. And then we should be able to get the stream going. I should see if I can pull up the Cheeseburger VOD so you can see exactly what we were up to. Yeah, here we go. Look at this. Auraful. See if I can find the part where it goes Life Weaver and just starts feeding. Well, I say starts feeding, but you know. Here we go. Look at this. Can you hear that? No. Anyhow, lobby admin. Or lobby invites come through. I don't have to chat any more worse. We can get this underway. There we go. Just waiting on Tiagolini, then we can really get into this. There we go. Let's throw in bans and sides. Yo, Spec had to watch back to yesterday's game. Shit was crazy. It was fucking nuts, Luna. Again, congratulations to that. Like, I know, you played lights out in those maps you won. I'm definitely on the Luna OW hype train now. What's up, Cheese? Don't troll, please. I beg. Okay, sides are alright. Bans are Sim has. Let's punch those in. Sim and has. There we go. It should be showing up momentarily. Yep, there we go. Sim ban is probably a target ban, but we shall see. Let's see. Wait, Cheesy, you benched, or? It's not starting. Honestly, streamer mode in FACEIT officials is really annoying. It makes life pretty tricky for me. So, if you know you're being streamed, This is a polite request. I beg. Please let me read your name proper. But we're rolling out a double flex support backline here for our good guys. Super pokey. You just have to hope somebody falls over, which, fair enough. Apparently they instantly do. Headshot found from Blow Player with the take aim. And that's all you can do. Go cancel. Fair enough. That's one of the fastest first fights I've seen in a hot second. I mean, Reddy just overpeaks, doesn't do a single point of damage before his ass gets evaporated. First cap going to go over, obviously, towards good guys. And the other team to, you know, barely make it into FACEIT Masters by, you know, some people's arguments. Being Pytel, struggling to get off on the right foot. Right, good rotation actually onto this Freya, who's forced back and eliminated. Great chase down there, Reddy. Finding some vengeance for that early death he got earlier. 5v4, Genji angle now developed. Ayumi, maybe not long for this world, but instead, Reddy, oh, takes too much damage altogether. The cleanse and deflect both needed to keep him alive. But you've got the point presence, you've got the numbers advantage, you get the flip. 30% where the Buck's going to stop for the moment. 4 good guys. Reddy's in too deep again, but again he's able to stabilize. Just using the inherent, you know, survivability of that Genji character to allow him to find what he can. You're not in the hype chain before? Missed all the good parts, for real. That's right, I guess Genji in Spain. I'm not that knowledgeable about Spain, so I'm not the best person to ask, but I'll keep it in mind, for sure. He's been playing his margins very, very tight. Bolo shot, misses. Ayumi, oh, she goes way too high and is just wiped out off the face of the earth. Cleanse allows both teams to disengage for a second, but, I mean, every ultimate being thrown in. Kitsu, Bola, and we're still trading 1 for 1. 10 HP for Reddy, now reduced to 0. Senor held on this Ilare. Tries to get the flip back, and we'll be able to do so, 50%. So, point half capped for alternate Pytel. But plenty of work for them left to do. Feels like retaking into this comp is pretty cringe. Croker, I see, I see. You know, you just walk into all this poke and you should just get, like, evaporated. Terra Surge pulls in your head off the higher ground and wipes out that Iliari player. Reddy able to find the 1 on the Genji and the 2 as well. Decides not to try and take the sword fight with Tiagolini. Just backs off for a second and waits for the Italian to sheath his blade before allowing his Orisa to find the frag. Tell me if the audio is okay, by the way. I tend to mess around with my Overwatch volume quite a lot, so if it's ever inconsistent or if I sound bad, just tell me. Oh my god, this is aggressive! Reddy just sends it into the backline. It's in your health. Doesn't have a chance to play the game. Killed in spawn. Lead obviously back towards also Pytel now. They passed that 65% mark of their opposition. At 1 fight territory now. Only the sound barrier. They're probably charging up for the Kitsu and trying to fight in the choke, but they have this orbital ray to contend with. Ayumi should have this fight in the palm of her hand. All she needs to do is press the Q button. There we go. And that should be the fight. Just trying to mirror out the ray with Kitsu. Very rarely works, even with the beat extension. The fight's by no means stabilized just yet, but Reddy able to find a great double kill. 2 the poke core found, but even with him going down, it appears like that is going to be it. Pytel able to take point number 1 and able to show as well that every time they're bent, you know, they're never actually going to end up breaking. So, super impressed by what they're bringing to the table so far. And hey, I think Reddy really locked in. It was kind of a slow start from him, but able to find some great value there. It feels like once he warmed up into the game. I feel like nobody really on good guys has been able to really get into the game. It was that great pick from Bro Player, you know, as the opening. But other than that, I mean, what have they done, almost? They haven't really managed to find too much value. And so, That's why they're currently in the behind. Go for far left side. Setup here is alternate Pytel, Tiagalini on the Pharah. Be perfectly happy just sitting, trying to poke him out. The only thing he's got to be particularly wary of is the pressure coming through from the Freya. Of course, Genji recently buffed projectile speed. Apparently, it is a little bit easier to pressure those flyers out. See if that's something that actually ends up coming into effect. Or whether it will just be free shooting for the Pharah up in the skybox. Half HP already, but Groka is incredibly softened up. A direct onto Ready almost eliminates him, but the healing, at least for now, is there. Alright, does his best to stall up the point, but can't indefinitely. Gold forced out of Groka means that maybe it's the beginning of the end for Pytel. It's hard to tell, really. Because we're just waiting for a large mistake to be made. There it is. Apparently, Katos goes down to the Freya. And Athena still just has to eat these rockets. Segalini ticking up in terms of the damage. Getting closer and closer to those all-important Pharah perks. Kitsu popped to Biscuit. Oh, almost not long for this world. But we'll be able to survive at least for now. The same could not be said of Tiagalini. Trades not particularly favouring Pytel, but the Casino Rush gives them some manner of advantage anyhow. And remember, all this while, they're taking up in control of the point. They're still the ones getting progress here. Oh, it's a bold peek from Tabiscuit, but holds the cleanse basically forever, right? Just has to make sure not to get in line of sight of the Freya for too long, but at this point you might as well just sell your body. Die on the objective, see how much percentage you can get, because apparently like 60%-ish is going to be where the point ends up flipping over. Let's go Ready, Deustroke's best duo. Glad to see the boss man's got fans. Tabiscuit's eating a lot of spam here. We've got to figure out a way to check this Pharah, because, I mean, just on this walk-up, also Pytel are kind of getting cooked. Captive Sun, pop from Senior Health, looks for the target, can't seem to find it just yet. Tags onto the back line, but the cleanse is surely there. Yeah, no detonation should be found, and instead a Voda shot onto Senior Health, keeps him honest, at the very least. Blade pulled, able to get the 1-2 as well, with the twisting onto Tiagalini. Pro player at least able to stop the Genji from finding more than that, but it might be the end of good guys in this fight. Harry's got the Primal Rage, but absolutely no incentive to let that ult fly. So 60% is going to be where Pytel get control of the point back. Got this bonus shot to shoot the walk up. Kitsune Rush, Terra Surge. I consider we're kind of at this like 1.5 fight territory mark. It's not feeling particularly great if you are the French side, right? Not at all. Right, popped. Kitsune used as a response. I mean, Barrage is only going to make the Pharah an easier target for the Freya, but the healing coming through is going to help that player survive for a little bit longer. Terra Surge, rip, but there's no bottle shot to follow up. It's fine, because the bolts on Tiagalini are enough to find the opening frag. Great air-to-air shot. Daysrox diffs his opposition. Harry able to find his one. Again, that Primal Rage still active. And finally, Loose Biscuit is going to be the target, but with the cleanse and swift step both, and surely you can survive, not forever. Traded out for Ayumi, so both sides losing a flex support. Maybe the fact that you've got Senior held for good guys is an advantage, but they don't have another touch, I tell a lie. So, still ticking. Harry waiting to be stabled, waiting to find an opening, but not really able to get it. Captive Sun connects and stops a couple of peaks. You lose Groka, but nobody else. And I think we might be at the mark where this fight is no longer turnable. There's no more touch. 2-0. Pytel start out strong in this game. Harry Pov plays. Yeah, sure. I'll do it next time. I will do that next time. Remember, I'm on 2-minute delay, so I won't be able to respond to everything instantly. Yeah, Freya's just a fair and balanced character. I'd love to put more glaze on that, but occasionally it's just the hero's crazy, you know? Pretty strong there from Pytel. Exactly the kind of game you're looking for. Waiting on map number 2 bans to come through. I don't quite know what they want to go towards here. I feel like sometimes I have like a decent guess, but I know playing double flex with like Illari Juno, maybe you'd play like a... Oh, they went King's Row. Is it weird? I would imagine you go for something that's a bit less frontline tradey. Or at least it has more wide angles where your Illari can actually find value, but maybe they want to change some stuff up. Good guy is going to be attacking first. Kato's best coach he made from GM to bronze. Aura. Kiri ban from Good Guys. I guess they realize Tibiscuit is a bit of a problem. Pytel, their own ban. Curious what they go towards. No support bans, obviously possible. Maybe a target ban onto Senior Held would be something they'd be looking at. Obviously was playing DPS that last split. I'd imagine want to go for like a Pharah ban maybe? But hard to say, right? I mean, obviously Reddy's got a bit of a monopoly on the Genji. You're going to ignore that as long as you can. You're hitting great shots from Dazed Rocks. Or is it Dazed Riox? I think Dazed... We'll say Dazed Riox for now. Hitting great shots on the fray. So your DPS feels pretty comfortable. Your opponents obviously have to play Freya. The heroes, you know, not balanced. And then the only thing they played different was like the Pharah occasionally. It's annoying enough on King's Row. I see no reason to move away from it. But we'll see. We'll see. Teams often have a habit of throwing some curveballs whenever possible. So I think it might just be a chill and see how things work. Pytel won? Indeed. It was pretty comfortable for him. So waiting on lineup, then we're in. Not even account sharing. What, Pytel? So I've been informed. You know, if I speak too much on, you know, FACEIT controversies, I feel like people won't like me very much anymore. So I'll try and be relatively, what's the word? Unbiased. Even after yesterday's stream, with some people who now I believe are banned, at least temporarily, from FACEIT. But, you know, costs nothing to be kind. I'll say that. It says FACEIT League Season 4. It shouldn't say that. I will fix that momentarily. What, on the Twitch? Wait. Oh yeah, you're right. I haven't changed the banner. Yeah. I'll do that later. I see what you mean. Thanks for pointing that out. I wouldn't have noticed that otherwise. I can find the new assets, actually. They're still waiting on this lineup. They're taking some proper time with it. Damn. I respect it. So, full cam. Lobby invite here anyway. Take a gander at that. Cheeseburger's in. That's GOAT. That's GOAT right there. The bans are Genji and Kiriko. So Reddy's now going to be benched, actually. Get those punched in a second. Pytel, left side. Let's look at that swapped in a bit. Genji and Kiri. There we go. Just waiting on one more player to join, and then we should be able to get into the action. He's taking his sweet time with it, though, because apparently we don't want a fast game here. It has to be all downtime. Here on the Spectre on Cast stream, you just gotta listen to me fucking waffle. There we go, we're heading in. There we go. So we'll see exactly what the variation is. Hopefully no cheeseburger life weaver, like I said. But other than that, I think we're pretty safe spot to see what's gonna happen. Weird. Why is it not showing cheese on my friends list? It's cool. I'm just gonna whisper him to turn off streamer mode for Groka. For such his life. Defensive comp for Pytel. Cheeseburger Torbjorn, no big surprises. Far back turret to mark the wide angle. I get it. I'm generally more fond of going for like more forward turrets than repositioning later. But I can't really complain about this. I do get always slightly annoyed when he sits in his turret. But, you know, he does also know more about Torbjorn than me. So, you know, whatever. I use it as a damage multiplier rather than to create an extra angle. One can't really hate. Anyhow. See how things are going to go here. Tiagalini starting on that Pharah once again. Going to be pretty strong into the Torbjorn. Turret, I expect will be broken more than a couple times. Try and develop the angle. Try and poke out Groka, who has a lot of work to do. Not all the resources in the world to do it. What a jagged wall. Hurry just gaps him. And if you're the rest of Pytel, I mean, what can you really do? Katos tries to force a trade. The rest of them back out. You know, maybe there's a conversation for Katos maybe being allowed to live there if he, you know, ran backwards rather than, you know, into the amassed enemies. But when all is said and done, it's going to be a lightning fast first point. Maybe there is time for a recontest, though. It's what Pytel at least seems to believe as Days Reox goes for the peek through window. Won't find too much. Pylon broken. Plenty of headshots. And a differential as Bro player is taken care of. Not looking towards the Pharah, but she's at least is able to eliminate. But players still remain. Thank you guys already. There was the whole boycott thing. You know, maybe take it up with them, perhaps. See what happens. Cheese eats a lot of spam, but thankfully Torbjorn is, you know, borderline immortal, so we'll be able to just walk back out. 75 armor, 300 HP overall is kind of nuts, low-key. Pretty standard Cheese gaming, where he's just chilling, spamming, doing infinity DPS, and waiting for something to fall over. Eventually it will in the form of Harry, Ayumi, Tiagalini, and you can probably get a stagger as well onto that Eliari if you feel like chasing. By the way, we didn't notice it before, but the swap over to the Diva from the Hazard for Groka. It's pretty comfortable. Great into the Pharah. Decent at the Frey spam. Good 1v1 into the Hazards. And now into the Winston as well. If this hero just answers all their problems, the choice in theory for good guys. Well, it doesn't matter. We'll hold that thought as the Bodo shot just wipes out the backline. No chance whatsoever for good guys to even play that half. Or that fight, rather. But no, the solution, it feels like, for good guys would be go, like, some Ram stuff, some Zar stuff, maybe even. They don't really have that in their hero pool. They don't have a proper main support, right? With Ayumi playing Juno. Senor Held only playing that Iliari by the looks of things. Just so much pressure coming through. Maybe the nuke going to be needed to reset. But for now, Groker's just going to do their best to hold on to this. Obviously, Cheeseburger has been chilling in that side space the entire time. Beat for the Primal. Or the Nana Boost, sorry. Flanking bowler shot isn't going to get a thing. And an aggressive turret thrown out by Cheeseburger is going to cut the team in half. Bisected at the waist. Pytel reduces time back just to 35 seconds. Yo, Jojo, thanks for the follow. Very kind, man. So, 80%. All you need is one fight. Well, not even a full fight, realistically. Just get a pick and hope people aren't in position at time. But what can you really do about this, if you're good guys? What's your way in? Can you help play just like Akka? Okay, Cheeseburger is down. You eat the Captive Sun. You've got that rate active as well. Barrage comes through and gets the D-Mech, but the nuke for Groker at least won't catch a thing. Nobody's touching the car and trying to get the Bunny Blaster going rather than going for the remech. It is going to cost him his life. Days Riox thought about going for a peek with the take-aim shots, but decided not to commit. You only played DPS before? Yeah. You know, I don't want to get too controversial here, but I did see the Zhao and Zhao 2 account thing. That was quite funny. That was objectively quite funny of him. So as controversial as I'll get. Good clear. Actually, Tiago has a terrible time of things. And we can push onto the long sight line now. Ayumi has to tuck. Can't help out. Ramacha even slightly. Well, we can hold on to our Diva Mech HP. We're probably good to hold this stalemate basically forever, right? Okay, we pull. Good beat. Allows you to turn straight onto Bro Player. I mean, Captive Sun. There's so many ultimates going on. I can't tell for the life of me what is happening, but it seems like Pytel are losing it. It seems like good guys are able to keep this cart rolling forward. And that's exactly what's going to happen. Thanks for the hydrate. I am out of water. I will do that in a second. Thanks for follow as well, HZL2. We got Ray, Annihilate, Torble as well. Pop from Cheeseburger. Coverage, fantastic. Effect, we'll have to wait and see. Is it dueling against an Annihilation altogether more consistent ultimate? And one that Sahari is wielding to great effect, but not forever. Low HP on the Lucio means that the burn is enough to take him down. And Senor Held apparently good enough to close this fight out. Stick on to Too Spicy for you. It's Groker who has to stay alive for as long as humanly possible. But the hack, as well as running out of Matrix, is going to cost his mech and thereafter his life. I've never seen the burn perk take this much effectiveness, do this much damage. And it's a pretty awkward fight, back and forth. But when all is said and done, Kappa's going to come through. Cheeseburger Tracer, by the way, is a deeply cursed image. Get my man off that hero. So no ultimates for either side, at least if this Captive Sun comes in line. See what Senior Held can do with it as he lobs it over the roof. Good connections. Biscuit goes down. Maybe more on the cars. Daze, Riox, low HP, but he's not able to find the extra little percentage point of damage. Diagonally down. Cheese tagged up, but goes straight back onto the peak. And a stabilization here for alternate Pytel. 40 seconds left to go. Obviously, that's one shake of the stick for their opposition. Don't have to be worried about too much. Maybe in slow play, you can get like close to a Ray. But if you're good, guys, you have to recognize that you only have one attempt here. Only one try. Cheese delays the peak. Commits to it now. Tries to peek off the slow, but won't end up finding too much off of it, even with the shield coming through from Katos. Katos, on the meanwhile, a much more standard angle, but finding equally little. What is this flank from Bro Player? Looks like he was considering going for an inside shot to Biscuit. Under notice, but none of the bolts connecting. Bolo shot so close. Deadeye popped. Daze Riox with the long sideline. Clears so much space and able to clutch things out. Pytel get their ults a little bit earlier. Find a little bit more success off the back of them. And a hold now found, but plenty of work needed to do to get to going up 2-0 in this game. No, water, you scam me, GG's. Look, downtime, I'm getting water. Be back in a second. I've got more water. Never say I'm not a man of my words. Let's also see what's happening on stream. Here we go. Ram comp with the Sim. I fought with it, honestly. The Echo for Tiagalini, an interesting choice. Water now drank. Like I said, never say I'm not a man or my word. Right click's just being chucked in. For Cheeseburger, looking for something to ramp his beam off of. And decides he's in maybe a little bit too over his head when the walk comes through. From the opposing Ramatra, Groka holds block for as long as he can, but that's not an extensive period of time. Need to find a trade, otherwise you've just taken some weird positioning for very little reason. And none is so forthcoming. So we reset. First fight down. Very little found there for Ultimate Pytel. And Bro Player able to do, well, a decent amount of damage. I'll put it that way. Flip to high ground. Boulder shot mid-rotate. Slows them down, softens them up, but with no echo on the angle, it's not going to accomplish a crazy amount. I mean, just waiting for something to happen, it feels like. Let's attempt at a, not even a TP bomb, just a solitary turret. Just annoys more than anything else. The Biscuit with this Ray finally seems to have a tool they can force cart with. Ring popped. Captive Sun connects from Senior Held. He's been good for it before. This time, though, doesn't appear to be as impactful. Ultimate through for Harry. Gets his one, only that. Kato's 5% away from finishing off this sound barrier. Needs to just sit on heal because it might be the difference between winning and losing. Maybe the wall as well. Could be that. Just waiting for ults, essentially. Trying to win off the raw checkmark power. Thiago down low. And it's cap through. Decent time as well. I mean, twice as fast as their opposition. Need the chase as well onto Harry. And they'll be able to find it. Lovely little exit frag. It's going to take so much longer for the side of the guys to reassert themselves. They won't be able to even go for a bookstore hold. We're scared of seeing Cheeseburger and Tracer, bro. You don't want to. You do not want to, trust. Esto es como el video del cage son. I don't speak Spanish, but God-blooded, I appreciate the cast. Somebody's gonna do it. And it's not like I've got anything better to do in my life. But no, this game is good content. Cheeseburger's my mate. I'm having a good time. This angle mark is very aggressive from Katos. Oh, just too late. The hesitation from Katos means that Days Riox goes down anyhow. Maybe get the kill onto Senor Hells, but no, he's able to drop off the high ground. Cheese is down. Katos is dead. And a hold found from good guys. Now this is where their combos are strongest, right? With the Alari, with the Juno, where you can just swoop back and play a shooting phase basically forever. Like, in terms of the spam rate, you're second to none. And I suppose this is probably the best spam point in the game. And as if to illustrate my point, Days Riox ends up going down to it. Just takes too much damage as we try to walk. And if you're Pytel, maybe it's worth, taking a proper think about, what's going wrong. Maybe what you can adapt. Because with double speed sim, you've got all the options in the world for rotating. Maybe just running it down the long sideline isn't the greatest option. Obviously, close setup here for Senior held. Got the captive Sun, looses it on the choke, finds plenty of connections, and just explodes Cheeseburger as well. Lovely work from the Iliari player. And, I don't know, good guys find the hold as quickly as humanly possible. 2 minutes left to go. Boulder shot goes through, Cheeseburger goes down. There's not even flights here, really. We just try and walk as alternate Pytel and end up exploding. It's very unfortunate, because it feels like in the actual fights they're able to do pretty good. Fuck off. Trying to plug for fake viewers in my chat. I actually quite like my real ones. Crazy. Boulder shot surely going to be invested. But holding on for a better opportunity. Tiagalini's dupe finds, I'm not going to say negative value, but not all that much. But, yeah, Boulder shot now combined with the Ray is enough damage to at least take care of Tiagalini. But the turn with the Annihilate as well. Apparently too much for Pytel to be able to deal with. 14 HP for too spicy to you. Or for Groka, sorry. He's staggered a smidgen as well. Cheeseburger onto Torbjorn, matching the spam with Fisher more. Captain Sun on the choke once again. We've seen this fight before. Cheeseburger's managed to walk himself into a bit in an uncomfortable position. Katos forcing your hell. Not a bad trade. Annihilation as well gives you a chance at turning this. But you're taking so much damage. And with the cart so far away, there is a touch. And a duel on point that Tabiscuit wins. Winnable, technically, but we need to hit those shots. The Bolo shot misses. I tell a lie. Cheeseburger actually gets hit with it. We got this flank, I guess you'd call it, happening from Bro Player, but Days Riox a perfect clear. Pytel trying to battle from behind. You've got beat Deadeye. Your opponents won't have a thing. They'll have a recontest, but you're also so much better. All you have to do is not overpeak, not overcommit. Not get too desperate to prove your mettle. Great headshot onto Tiagolini. Deadeye popped. Beat to give him the added sustainability. Senor Hull taking down one of the strong players. 4 good guys. One of the high flyers. But won't survive for all that much longer. Time bank extension through for Pytel. Maybe 2 attempts if they're really fast to try and complete the map. Guys, they might have forgotten they can use CP. Puga, bro, you're telling me. You're telling me. Okay, yeah. 2 attempts. You've maybe got Ray if the first one's long. Is there a touch? No, there isn't! We're not objective build? No? Oh, man. That's not what I expected. I'll put it that way. Not what I expected at all. It's 2-0 to Pytel, guys. Looking to take this game in pretty quick fashion. Thankfully means I can probably go to work on time after this. God, we didn't have to do that. We didn't have to do that. Heartbreaking. Well, it's good guys map pick. Good guys ban. Don't know what you really want to pick or ban here, because it feels like they've just been, for lack of a better word, losing, right? I guess they win when Senor Hell can kill 12 people on Alari, but that's hardly repeatable. So Runasapi going to be the map pick. The good guys have a side pick, which is very important, obviously, on Runasapi. And we can see what the bans are in a second. Lucia is going to be the ban of good guys. Pytel, I don't know what you do. I mean, I would just say ban Alari, but we see the support protect come through again. They really know their backline's the weakness. And so they just have no ability to ban anything, like, good. I mean, in some ways, you know, knowing what your ban strat is nice. But, don't know. Price out 20 seconds to decide what they want. I feel like, I don't know, again, I would probably ban the Tiagolini Farah if I had to pick something. But I don't, thankfully. It's the team's job. Cheeseburger going to be coming out, ready, going to be back in on the Genji, very likely. I say very likely, it's ready. Of course his ass is on Genji. So we'll have to wait and see exactly how that ends up working out. Just waiting on lineup and then we'll be in. Don't have too much watch up prepared. I think let's watch some more cheeseburger pov whilst we wait for the lobby to be ready. There we go. Yep, there we go. Slaps and dead on Weaver. Oriful. Oriful. What's up, Predator? Thanks for the follow. Oh, I've got phrases here. That's Envy. Flag support for Falling Sand. Lovely guy. It's a chill day, actually, because we had Asvier, actually. Connor McLeod's. It's also very nice. Shout out Battle for Glasgow. If you're in Glasgow and have nothing better to do, pull up. It's a laugh. Minute and a half left to go. They don't want to show us the scoreboard today. They hate us. It's crazy. Let Akara Lari. It's fine. Maybe. Maybe. I got zero waffle for us. I didn't expect the bans to take this long. Pytel are winning on like everything. Bro players kind of struggling. Harry's doing okay generally. Ayumi, I haven't been able to say anything bad about her, but then again, you know, you're on Juno. As long as you don't die, I can't really complain, right? Tiago has had his bright spots, but generally hasn't been flying as high as I'd want. Senior Held has been generally strong, right? And then for Pytel, everybody's just going above and beyond. I guess, like, it feels to me the backline is a bit quieter than they could be, but this is if I'm stretching to, you know, say anything rude about them. Spanish DPS line. Aura, honestly. You know, one thing I always wish we had in Overwatch that we never, or I suppose we haven't had for years, is, like, national rosters. You know, we had it a lot more in Counter-Strike, where everybody's all just, you know, from one country. Like, I think it gives a great, like, sense of identity to teams, especially in Overwatch, where it's really hard to, like, separate teams. Well, not really hard, but, you know, you have to think about it. Lucio Freya. Okay. But, something for the future, perhaps. He's like getting, like, regional leagues and shit going. Loading in now. I'll make sure sides and picks are okay. Sides are wrong. Bans are Lucio. And I don't have a Freya ban yet. I actually have to make one real quick. Call the data set again. Oh, I'll do this then. Basically, I'm stupid, and forgot a new hero being added means I have to change something. But there we go. It's all sorted now. Sides are correct. Bans are correct. There we go. Predator on stream tape. Nah, that'd be good content. Juno Break play for both. Oh, the Juno at least is play for both sides. Brave for Katos means your side fight is in theory going to be better. Senior Held got a lot of work to hold off against the Genji Brig angle. Good whip. But Dazed is just isolated. Need to find a trade somehow. You just don't have the resources, the positioning, any sort of advantage really to make it happen. And so it doesn't seem like it's going to happen. Try and trade onto the tank. It doesn't. And first fight pretty dominantly in favor of good guys. Days is softened up on the peak. Charges up slightly towards the pro player railgun. But as we can see, it's again Senior Held who leads in terms of damage. Harry needs a stable. That pylon feels like could get broken pretty easily and shall be. Or at least is dismantled. Captive Son, big connections, and Tebiscuit also going to fall to it. Katos goes down, and it feels like either Senior Held kills 3, or good guys can't win the fight. But this time, thankfully, he was able to. I mean, again, you look at this damage. It's basically twice as much as either his DPS. This is ridiculous. Not the wall I think Harry was looking for, but they'll be okay with it. You know, still getting those forward spawns. It backs up into a more defensible position. Not needing to get any extra distance on the robot once you've, you know, completed that butt scratch. So to play the corner, wait for your opponents to push into you. Alright, tries to look for a way in. Doesn't find it just yet, but recognizes that Having a team who can play these extended poke phases means that you don't have to go for anything really committal so far. Rally, Deadeye, Bro Player's just dead. Decent shield coming through from Katos. Ray through. Means that the fight will be won out for Pytel. Maybe cost them a little bit more than they'd like, though. In terms of the ult trade, definitely going to be favoring the side of good guys, right? I like this flank, actually. I love this angle. See how long they can hold it for. Not what they'd love. But, oh, Senior held. You've got to stay alive. Seems like they'll be able to. Ready just dies on the attempt at the blade. The Brig casts hard flank to try and find something, but they won't be able to get, I mean, a singular frag. Good, guys. Right back to winning ways. The lead right now, you know, slightly less than 20 meters. So very easily, you know, swing backable. Captive Sun obviously going to be on the cards once again. Normally a pretty poor ultimate, but Senior Hell's been able to make it, I mean, just ridiculously powerful. And of course he will again. Kato's shield not breaking just in time. Destination's there. Double kill found for the Alari. Is it enough? It certainly seems like it as Harry tries to live or at least trade in the meanwhile. Cart momentarily stolen. Groker can't really do anything about Bro Player, but the same could be said back the other way. So we can buy some time, stable our Ramatra, and try and fight with this Annihilation. Deadeye as well, if anybody wants to overpeak so widely on one of these longer sidelines, perhaps. I'm going to get a little bit too committed in a position where maybe they shouldn't. Trying to shoot out the Has, obviously, the game plan here. We walk with a Nemesis form. Obviously, there's that Annihilation as a continuation. Deadeye popped. We use the extra speed for it, but don't find anybody. You recognize that Senior Held is on his own here. But, oh, Dazerx just not committing to the peak means that you don't get the clear you were really looking for. Big mistake from the hitscan player. Had a fantastic series otherwise, but feels like that could have been a kill there, and, you know, not finishing it meant that we didn't find all the work we maybe could have there. I guess Captive Sun, or Downpour rather, for a Deadeye is no, you know, particularly poor trade. You make the swap as well into the Sojourn. Easier to position with, most definitely, a bit more consistent. Ult's a bit more powerful. If you're hitting the shots, of course. Bro Player, oh my god, so damn low. Any higher and that would have been a dead player walking. Poked out. Annihilation popped. Groker is solo. All he can do is hold block. And the overclock from Bro Player is able to remove Ready. Captive Sun. This time won't connect. Won't be as chunky as the previous have been. But it doesn't mean that Dazerx is not in a rough position. Blade on to Katos. Just doesn't do enough damage to close out the frag, and so the Brig will be able to survive. Ray pops. That one questionable from Mayumi. Feels very kiteable. But Groker does overpeak. Oh my lord, what a trade. Perfect from the Brig. And another one as well, because why the hell not? Groker, or Katos rather, just kind of carried that fight, honestly. Just, I mean, slips past 3 players, Assassin's Creed style, and assassinates the backline. Super impressed. Senior held, presents his noggin. Dazed Ryux, not releasing the railgun. Oh, great headshot. Bro Player able to get the health pack, but with Katos and the Soj on the angle both, there's not a crazy amount he can do, but power slide away and hope he's allowed to survive. In this respect, he will be. Break comes through onto the pylon. Daze Riox maybe needs to run away. We'll dodge the downpour at the very least. Catch. Actually, won't catch anybody. And with Reddy and Groka both finding frags, feels like it's going to be another fight win for Pytel. Finally consecutive being found from them. And you get the late kill onto Tiagalini as well, who will be the final player to respawn. So, forward spawns will be unlocked. That much is for sure. More than that, though, we're going to have to wait and see. I believe a contest will come through before the lead does. In terms of the ults, though, we'll have to wait and see. OC, obviously active. Pylon broken, not ideal. Oh, what a shot. Pro player just dipped. And with Ayumi softened up as well, maybe if Daze Strokes hit the slide, he could continue the chase. They're committing to this, most definitely. They get the Captain Sun onto Debiscuit, which means that it's only Brigitte heals that's active right now. And with Reddy falling as well, maybe that's it. We just keep missing the shots onto Senor Hell, but the Illari, at least for now, is going to be removed as a threat. Damn, reducing the lead to just over 10 meters. But the lead still maintained by good guys. A minute left on the clock means that Pytel's time to come back is reducing. But it would be no ridiculous undertaking, no Herculean effort. Oh, Senor Hell's just dead. That's the carry. Eliminated. Katos may be traded, but the healing from the orbital ray is enough to turn the tables onto Harry. And that's surely lead going over. This, I mean, super, super late time now, right? There we go. See it come through. Attempt at the touch for Tiagalini, but it's going to cost him all his resources. He's just dead. We use the Annihilation to turn the Ray fight. And that's going to allow Groka just to keep him punching away. 15 seconds left to go, and folks, this one's cooked. 3-0. Alternate Pytel only really have problems with Senor Held. The rest are good guys. They steamroll. Just our two remaining players. Senor Held, dead. Tiagalini, not long for this world. He pulls the blade, but to what manner? To what effect? Nothing at all. Overtime Wick. Gonna burn down. Alright. I mean, gets the catch with the downpour, sure, but he's fighting into a rally. Just doesn't work out. And so, GG's. Fantastic work from Pytel. Congratulations on that win. And, great signs for the future. Yeah, I mean, Senor Held was obviously able to do so much during that game. But, like I said, the rest of the team, not really. For good guys, or for Pytel, rather, I think I'm really impressed with what we're seeing for the most part. Maybe, you know, use the TP a little bit more if we're playing sim comps. But Kato shows his break is up to par. And some great shots coming through from the DPS line, so I'm really liking what I'm seeing. I don't have too much to waffle about now. I can't lie. So I'm probably going to end stream pretty quick. FACEIT doesn't want to give me the stats for whatever reason. But no, thanks so much everybody for tuning in. For the people who followed today. I will be streaming tomorrow, definitely. And Thursday as well. But now I must go work. So I think I shall bid you all adieu. Peace.